Welcome to Chamber Exchange, a TV show. My name is Tim Murray, President and CEO of the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce. And Chamber Exchange, a TV show, is an opportunity for you, our viewers, to hear and meet guests, people working in areas of economic development, jobs, and public policy. I want to thank the sponsors who make the show happen. The Worcester Railers Hockey Club, who returned from a West Coast road trip, playing great hockey, are returning home to the DCU Center and making a playoff run. So go see some great family-friendly professional hockey at the DCU with the Worcester Railers Hockey Club and Bank Hometown. I want to thank them both for sponsoring the show. And a special shout out to my friend Jerry Dowd, who reminded me that the show would be airing during the month of March. So I have my green tie on, Jerry. Don't worry. Happy St. Patrick's Day to people out there. With that, thrilled to have Laura Sweet, who is the General Manager of 10X Self-Storage in Worcester. Laura, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm very glad to be here.
So, self-storage, it's, relatively new phenomenon. It seems to have grown significantly really throughout the country and in Central Mass as more people come to live and work here. But maybe you could just tell us a little about 10X Self-Storage, where it is and how many units, et cetera.
Well, 10X Self-Storage has a lovely newly built facility here in Worcester, right near the studio, on 40 Pullman Street, and we have 580 units available.
Wow.
Well, 580 units total, and quite a few of them are available right now. We also have sister stores in Marlborough and Acton. As you noticed, there is quite a lot of self-storage, but it is largely due to Americans have a lot of stuff. And sometimes you just need that extra room in your house to be able to move around, or you're noticing things feel really cluttered. It's hard to dust your floors or something like that, and you just want to clear out and clean out and do some spring cleaning. You can rent a small space for a couple of months, get the cleaning done, go through the things that you didn't have in your house for a couple of months, maybe move those things along. And
Higgins Industrial, Pullman Street is in the Higgins Industrial Park here in Worcester, conveniently located off of East Mountain Street, 290 West Boylston Street, so easy access for people who need to come and get their stuff when they need to.
Yeah, definitely access to your space is a big, important piece of selecting a facility. And so I have a lot of customers who are just 2 miles away, half a mile away from my facility.
Yeah, and 500 units, is that a large size, relatively speaking?
It is. The building we're in used to build the Pullman Railroad car. And so it's a very large building. We are, in fact, only inhabiting 1/4 of the building, and it's still larger than a football field, 3 stories tall. We have taller than average units. We have units that are 11 feet tall, interior height, and then there's another couple of feet in the facility outside of the spaces that you rent. So it's a very, very large, very large, spacious area.
And the duration of renting a unit, the long-term, short-term, what are the arrangements that people can have?
Well, it's usually a month-to-month arrangement, and people select what they need, and a lot of people just pay month to month, but you can also pay for a full year in advance, get an extra month free. We call that our 13th month free promotion. But often you have people like the college students in the area. There's many colleges here in Worcester, and so we have a summer special where college students get a package deal for one price. Mm-hmm. They move in at the end of their semester, and then they move out at the beginning of the fall semester. And that includes everything from the rental of the unit to the protection of their goods with the insurance policy.
Right. And you mentioned that, the 11-foot high. I mean, I assume there are different unit sizes that people can rent as well.
Right. The square footage ranges from 5 by 5 to 20 by 20. Some of the more common sizes are 10 by 10, 10 by 15, and 5 by 10.
Right. And we talk about college students, we talk about individuals, maybe family households, but businesses rent as well, right?
Yeah, we do have quite a few businesses they've been with us right since we opened our doors, and they receive shipments there. We have different sizes of loading docks for different sizes of truck deliveries. And so they receive their shipments and then they go through their goods in their spaces. They use it as a mini warehouse.
Right, and that's where being located in a Higgins Industrial Park, a commercial industrial place, makes a lot of sense for 10X storage.
Definitely, definitely. We also have a little extra bonus. We have a little coffee and tea bar in our lobby for customers and their movers or their workers to utilize.
Well, there you go. Great customer service. And we mentioned the turns that happen with the colleges, 30,000+ college students in Central Mass. This September or May, graduation, semester's end, different breaks. But what other, with the ordinary season, spring, summer, winter, fall, what do you see in terms of the business turnover?
Well, we see a lot of people right now starting to stage their houses for sale. And when they do that, they need somewhere to put the things that aren't necessarily things that will look great when you've staged a house to sell it, but it's still things that you really need or really desire to have in your possession. And so they pack up these things, they put them in storage for a couple of months, they sell their house, they move into their new house, and they take it out of storage. So we see a lot of that. It starts about this month. A few people have already started last month with staging their houses, and it ramps up and gets very busy in the summer and the fall when the real estate market is very busy. And so it's really
that was a really interesting point because, you hear, and we have, realtors that are members of the chamber, and, you hear in different conversations or maybe presentations, they're talking to people on, how to make your house more attractive for sale. And one of those things is, having it open and clear and decluttered. And so probably many cases referred, or that's where you get business out of that process.
Because some of that clutter is precious
things
to people. It's got valuable memories, or, it was their great grandmother's, but it's just not right for a real estate staged house.
Right. And then going back to the businesses again, as businesses grow, you've got to calibrate, do you expand, space? Do you engage, can you find space? And this is a good kind of flex space. You mentioned with businesses using it as almost like a warehouse.
Definitely, definitely. It helps with growth. It helps with downsizing. It's kind of an interim space there, but like businesses do use it in the much longer term. So there's a wide variety of uses for self-storage.
And so we just got a couple minutes left, but I wanted to just, security, safety, those are all things, whether you're an individual with your stuff there or a business, you want to make sure those things are taken care of and looked after.
Oh, definitely. Here at self-storage, 10X Self-Storage, we have really excellent climate control. We pay close attention to the temperatures of our facility to make sure that we're staying within the temperature control range that is best for electronics, fine arts, and antiques. And we also have excellent security system that is sometimes a little too good. And we have cameras on all the entrances, all the exits, on all the elevators, so we can see what's going on in the facility no matter what time of day it happened. So we do really have good security systems in place. And the customers all get a unique passcode for themselves to go in and out of the doors during the facility access hours, which are 6 a.m. till 9 p.m., 365 days a year.
So a lot there and a lot of good protections in place. And you mentioned insurance potentially as well. If someone wants to learn, Laura, as we wrap up, wants to learn more, website, contact you, how do they do that?
Right. Well, you can give me a call at 508-459-6900, or you can send me an email at laura@10xselfstorage.com or worcester@10xselfstorage.com. And of course, our website is www.10xselfstorage.com.
Outstanding. So Laura Sweet, General Manager, 10X Self Storage here in Worcester on Pullman Street in the Higgins Industrial Park. Thanks for having with us and getting us up to speed on all things self-storage.
Thank you so much, Tim. It was my pleasure.
Good. And we're going to come right back. Stay with us on this edition of Chamber Exchange.
These days, you've got your hands full in life. That's why we help you bank simply and securely. with tools like Face ID and Touch ID. It's why we make it easy to make purchases on the go and get cash back while you're at it. Why we help you quickly deposit checks wherever you are. And it's why we lend a hand with sending and receiving money right from your phone. So even when you're on the move, you can manage your finances. Bank Hometown. Unlock your potential.
Being associated with the Railers and being a part has been awesome, and it's been a lot of fun.
I think my students' initial reactions is my favorite part. Their eyes get really wide and they're in awe.
And then you have the excitement of hockey and you have that anticipation in the air, you know, the crowd getting into it. It's fun.